Hashem Yahushua, call hello Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, the water to Rab, Barak, yeah. Hey, shalom to all the brothers out here pushing the words of truth and sincerity. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule all over the flock. Shalom and salutation to all you brothers out here pushing the words of truth and sincerity. Shalom. I'm going into today the dystopia that we live in. All right, and how everything revolves around the elect. Everything revolves around the Lord's elect, man. A dystopia, it says, relating to or denoting an imagined place or state in which everything is unpleasant or bad, typically a totalitarian or environmentally degraded one. All right, now when you search this, there's dystopian books out there. All right, for instance, 1984. There was a book called Ready Player One. That's a dystopian book. Unexpected World. And then there's the dystopian television shows. Black Mirror, The Man in a High Castle, The Handmaid's Tale, The Colony, Continuum. Then you have dystopian movies like Divergent, Hunger Games, Mad Max, Alita Battle Angel, Clockwork Orange, Children of Men, Idiocracy, Oblivion, The Lobster, V for Vendetta, 1984, Metropolis, Judge Dredd. Dystopian movies, dystopian series, dystopian television, where basically something more or less in the near future, there's an imagined place or state in which everything is unpleasant and typically bad. Well, America is going to continue to be more and more a dystopian world where we're going to live in right before the coming of the day of the Lord. All right, a world where basically scientists have the upper hand, a world where they want to experiment with your brains, neurons, where they want to integrate you with supercomputers. All right, send signals to your brain through chips and Neuralink chips and devices that's implanted in your brain. All right, we in that future where everything is in a demo phase right now. All right, demo meaning like a demonstration. All right, we're in the beginning phases of all of these things. They got video games such as Cyberpunk 20, whatever year that is, showing you that they want to integrate the masses of people with information, with computer chips, and they're bringing scientists and coding, and it's all in its blueprint phases right now. All right, where they could extract or order you around by way of the chip. Okay, for those who don't know what the chip is, that's the RFID, the mark of the beast in the Bible, the implantable device. And so this dystopian future, just like Mad Max or Alita Battle Angel, this world that they trying to create is moving quick. Mad Max, the Hunger Games style, the Purge style world, the Divergent style world. These are movies you could check out. The Black Mirror style world. These are steadily approaching. Now, at the same time, you got the Lord who rose up his elect during this time, just for this time, man. You got to realize why you allowed during this age, the information age. The information age is going from 1971 until the present. All right, space age was from 1957. Anything after 1957, you had the Cold War, which was 1945 to 1991. This is all contemporary history within the last 100 years, right? But why are we here in the Stone Age? I mean, in the information age, because it's the beginning of Esau's dystopia, man. When you go into Job 20 and 22, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand on the wicked shall come upon him. All right, so Esau is going to actually have his dystopian 1984 style future pretty much set up. All right, 12 Monkeys. That's another movie of his dystopia. He's gonna have like Babylon AD. He's gonna have things, the process of people getting chipped, implemented. He's gonna have be in the midst of his Star Wars war to get world control domination. All right, similar to the Book of Eli, the Brave New World. That's an old book that focuses on the society Esau wants to hold. He wants to have full, exact control over the masses of people, and he wants to integrate them with with chips, man. All right, Planet of the Apes. All of the series is dystopian. District 9, Ender's Game, Equilibrium, Escape from New York. These are Gattaca. These are all depictions of Esau's fantasy. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be his straits. That basically means when his power structure is at a max, he's going to be in a position of difficulty. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. The wicked, when you go into that word, it's laborers. It shouldn't even say wicked. It's laborers in the Hebrew. And that's talking about the righteous, the men of the Lord. Because the men of the Lord is going to be used, all right, in this day we in. They're going to obtain spiritual power, all right. The Lord's going to show us what to do, tell us what to say, send, lift up standards for us in that day. So Esau is going to be, the closer he gets to his dream and fulfilling it, the new world order as he has in the back of his dollar bill, and the closer he gets to that dream, the closer he gets to being destroyed. Verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he's eating. So you can see the Most High is just like clockwork, is waiting for setting up Esau to be destroyed. All right. This all goes back to Romans 9 and 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. The Lord Yahweh is sifting out his elect from amongst the nation of Israel. He also from the foundations of the world has planted Israelites who are closer to him or are chosen out of the whole to be his elect in these end days. And so it's really all about the elect. Even while all of our people get these, they go to different heights, they invent things, and a lot of our people out there, they're celebrated, they're celebrities, they're athletes on the highest level of professions, singers and whatnot. Really, this whole thing revolves around the Lord's elect, right? For the children not being born. So it had nothing to do with us as in a particular, whoever the elect is, Lord willing, that's us. It's just they were chosen, sifted out. They were chosen from the beginning. That the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand. That's his purpose. That he has an elect, a few of number amongst the whole, who he has severed out to be saved in the day of the Lord. Not of works, but of him that calleth. Yahweh called. So it has nothing to do with how great the elect do this or do that, how great far beyond their teaching skills might be, or how friendly or whatnot they might be. Regardless of all of that, the Lord's elect, the election is going to stand according to the Most High's will. As it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. When you're dealing with all of this dystopian future and cybernetics and integration of man and computer, so that he can have complete control, the sterilization of the masses of people, the genocide of the masses of people, whatever his plans are, and the Lord's elect is still going to be here. They're going to be defended. All right, Esau is going, as time increases, get more and more hostile, Revelations 12 and 12, towards the people of the Lord. And yet and still the Lord is going to preserve us in that day. even as his plan seems to continue to grow and get stronger, we're not going to be able to stop that process. What the elect is going to be able to do is reach unto the Lord for salvation. Jeremiah 1:5. So, we're not supposed to be fearful of the times that are ahead of us, man. Prepare for Mad Max situations. Prepare for America to start looking like the Book of Eli in this place, man. All right, prepare for different wars to actually pop off, different events, EMP attacks and false flag attacks to heighten to a level we haven't seen before. Prepare for this, man. But the Lord's elect is still going to be preserved. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. The Most High wakes up prophets. It's almost like a double agent type of thing. Here it is, or a secret, I forget, a sleeper cell. It is, you going about your business, and the Most High pretty much anoints you with that oil, and now you can see, and then you're woken up to your job and your abilities as a prophet of the Lord, and you're sent to do something. What do the prophets do? We watch, and we pray, and we rebuke and correct with all long suffering and doctrine, searching for the body, bringing forth forth of fruit for repentance. All right, call upon the Lord's sheep. Lead the sheep, feed the sheep of the flock of the Lord's men, who is his church, his body in this time, because the Yahweh Shah is ahead, but the elect make up the body. The church makes up, the members of the church make up the body, the hands, the feet, the arms, the eye, or the throat, the heart. So it's ordained that the prophets have to wake up and do what we have to do. All right, it's ordained. Irregardless of how far Esau is or how much he's accomplished, at the same time, the Most High got this program that he promised that his elect is going to be sealed. Now this is Ephesians. You brothers know these scriptures, 1:4. According as he had chosen us in him before the foundation of the world. What does that mean? Before the earth was even created, the elect was severed out, chosen. Who were they? Who they are? And in the process of reincarnation, you're back here again. It says that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. Having predestinated means that you decided ahead of time us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shah to himself. The Most High distanced himself from our people once we offended him and provoked him to wrath by transgressing his laws. And so Yahweh Shah was that link that connected us back. He was the official, the perfect sacrifice for us. It says, according to the good pleasure of his will, the Most High willed it that we return unto him in these days, man. It is right before the coming of the day of the Lord, you waking up to this truth. That's no coincidence, man. All right, this is predestination. You're talking about Esau, what he's trying to figure out. The Lord done already predestined it all. John 6:64. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahweh Shah knew from the beginning who they were that believed not. So everything comes from, it's already chosen. Before the foundations of the world, meaning before the earth was even set up. There's nothing you could do to change that. It says, where am I at? 64, right? It says, for Yahweh Shah knew from the beginning who they were that believed not and should betray him. And he said, therefore, I say unto you that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father. The Most High chose. The Most High preordained. The Most High ordained it, and it is so. This is John 15, verse 16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go forth and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. So again, the Most High We are comforted in the fact that it's already ordained. It's already set up, and the way to Yahweh the Father is through His Son Yahweh Shah. And so, you drawing near and close to Yahweh Shah, knowing His name, knowing His attributes, knowing His love, agape, unconditional love for the sheep that He laid down His life for the sheep. You knowing that brings you even closer to that possibility, in that realm of possibility, that you are part of the elect. This is verse 19. It says, if you were of the world would love his own, but because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Another sign that you're in the realm of prospects, or the possibility of being one of the elect, is that you just don't get along with the world, and the world don't get along with you. You pretty much turned your back on the world. Let's be honest, the world didn't do much changing. You did, by way of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the life being breathed into you, put off all mortal flesh. You did the changing. So it's not that the world gonna change with you. You change, the world stays the same. It even gets more worse and evil as time goes on. But showing you that difference between you, who you used to be, and who you are now, and that the world loved the old you better than the new you, puts you in a closer realm of possibility that you could be one of the elect, who these things is going to come to pass, who the Lord was speaking to. Matthew 22:14, it says, for many are called, but few are chosen. We know these scriptures. We understand them, how the Most High has His chosen elect. So whatever goes down in this society, it's not that we worried about it, fearful about it. It's that we believe and hope that we the elect. If anything, we got a heads up that this place is just going to wax worse and worse. The love of money shall wax cold. Matthew 13:16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received seed into stony places, the same as he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it, yet he had not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation and persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. You have different people that hear this word, but because that seed isn't sown in the correct ground, they don't get it. They don't stick with this truth, and they end up falling out for one way or another. And Satan is on them. The moment you start realizing that you are a Hebrew Israelite and adhering to these laws, and rehearsing the righteous acts and calling upon the name of the Lord, Satan, his job is to be on you. All right, make your life a living hell, so to speak. Bring more affliction and tribulation and increasing levels to you daily. All right, it says, verse 21, yet he hath not root in himself. I read that. Verse 22, he also that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful. You don't want to have too much care of this world, man. Notice that that's what choked this seed up, so that it couldn't grow and become fruitful. The deceitfulness of riches. Verse 23, but he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it. This brings you closer to the probability that you could be an elect if you have been in this truth. The longer you actually been in this truth, it makes sense that the Lord, all right, you can say that, because it proves that you weren't cast amongst these different grounds. You was cast into more fertile soil. All right. and you still being tested. I mean, he that endureth unto the end shall be saved. But here it is, man. You can look back 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. That's an accomplishment, or it increases the probability that, hey, I could be a man of the Lord. The Lord got me here this long. All right, it says, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some hundred, a hundredfold, 60-fold, and 30. Right, bring it forth, brothers. You still teaching the word. All right, this is a beautiful thing when you in the truth, man. All right, to be able to do what the elect do, to be able to do what the men of the Lord of old, our forefathers were set up to do, man. The prophets were set up to do, and not afflict men, not be a sellout, not try to make money and merchandise of men. John 3:15 says that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. For Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth on him should not perish but have everlasting life. First, you gotta believe in the fact that Yahweh Shah, the so-called black man, is who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and that he's coming to redeem the elect of the nation of Israel. We're reading about it. All right. Those that believe on him, you got a closer, if you even believe, this fact that you believe, you got a closer probability that you could be the elect, which should basically not puff you up in the spirit, not make you proud, but what it should be doing, that light's killing me. What it should be doing is just should refresh your mind and edify you and make you your faith stronger. All right. It says, he that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh. All right. So the time that the Lord, we see that he has chosen and severed out from the foundations of the world men to do his work and his will on earth. Right. And so the next understanding is, why it's basically the Most High also chooses the time in which you're going to wake up to this truth, and the time in which, the circumstances which we in. As I was going into earlier, we in a dystopian world, man. All right, very soon, and it's going to be integrated. Everything, brains is going to be integrated with computers. Not even going to recognize America the way it is. All right, just like they couldn't recognize it if they came from 1920 to fast forward to 2021, couldn't recognize it. All right, but let's get into what happened during the time of Esther, what Mordecai told Esther. All right, and bear with me, man. Oh, Esther comes before Job. All right, cool. Esther come before Job. All right, so here we go with Esther 4, and I'm gonna read from Esther 4 and start at 12. And they told to Mordecai Esther's words. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. But if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thy father's house shall be destroyed. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Yeah, Esther was in a situation in which she could help Mordecai, and she could help all the Jews during that time, her time, against Haman's plot to kill all of Israel at that time. When you go into the book of Esther, all right, Esther was basically the queen at that time, and because of her situation, Mordecai was saying, look, who knows whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Sometimes you gotta realize you might have a few dollars in your pocket, you might have, different situations in which you could benefit the brotherhood. All right, you got a phone, you're supposed to be putting up videos. You got free time, you're supposed to be putting up shows, studying, make your corner election short. So it's the Lord knows why he brought us in this day. Why he's doing it, causing Esau to pull out the mark of the beast now, and why you can't have all of this time to really enjoy, try to enjoy captivity and whatnot. Nah, it's about to go down, and your position is to help, be a help, or be some part of the body in this truth, pushing this word out. Isaiah 6 and 8. Also, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and whom will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. All right, that's Isaiah. Jump into the desire to help out, man. Jump into the desire to come and be one of the Lord's, vessels, man. Be one of the Lord's servants, right? Because that's all we are. This is Ezekiel 22 and 30. It says, And I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. So, once again, we are those men who have to stand in the gap, have to make up the hedge, have to do these works, have to labor, have to cut back on whatever we wanted to do. All right, have to change, reroute, and basically, form our lives, and sacrifice in our lives so that the Most High's will could be fulfilled. That's it. We just here to fulfill the Lord's will, because He's going to ultimately fulfill His promise, which is salvation. Bottom line, we belong to a people who the Lord had chose from the foundation of the world. Bottom line, all right. Whether we in a society that wants to go, to promote homosexuality one day and then promote the Bible the next way and be completely hypocritical, we still belong to the Lord. It doesn't matter what's going on around us, because ultimately the Lord's going to be there for us, and He's going to kick us into overdrive. We're going to know exactly what to say and do at those times. The scripture tell you, when you put before the judges, don't think about what you are. We're going to be tapped into, man. Just like the Lord tapped into us. We don't need a supercomputer to tap into us. We done seen how the Lord does it already. He said, I anoint, arise, the light is come. In Isaiah 61, matter of fact, it says, the Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. What's that anointing like, man? That's not a process where the Lord actually came down, dipped oil on our heads, man. He opened up our minds. All right, He did that from the heavens, man. All right, it's probably already mapped out what time in our life the Most High would be able to open up that and spark our interest in this truth, so that we could return to Him in good time and be saved. Because where's the Lord? Long suffering toward usward. He wants salvation for His elect. He just waking them up everywhere. Boom, boom, just waking them up, taking them out of that deep sleep, that covering, dark covering that they had on them, man, and exchanging it for white robes, white garments, righteousness. Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and His glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. Then we're going to know, all right, that's when the Lord begins to manifest Himself to deliver His elect. That deliverance process is going to happen when the Lord is the standard of the Lord is set up, when these chariots and this divine intervention comes. A standard of the Lord was set up before in the days of the Exodus, man. All right, from Egypt. All those different plagues coming down. All right, Yahushua, that angel, destroying the firstborn of the male children in the nation of the Mizraimites, or the Egyptians in that time. And that was the standard of the Lord being set up during that time. Many times around the scriptures, when you read in the Old Testament, you're going to see the standard of the Lord being set up. Well, the standard that's going to fight for Israel in that day, for the elect, is going to be Yahushua and them angels. All right, in any form of divine intervention, you're going to have angels out here doing many different miracles in that day, man. Bringing spiritual power to brothers, all sorts of fantastic things, which if the Lord permits, we'll be alive to see it, and we'll be the ones that actually obtain some of that power in that day, man. Because ultimately, the Lord sent certain plagues, and including Edom, to come and destroy us, and His whole game plan is to redeem His elect once again, and be the power that He is, and redeem Israel from amongst all these men that spoil us, that hate us, all right, and that destroy us, all right. And let's just end it there. It's lucky for not being able to go through the comments and all that, brothers. But I kind of had all the precepts I needed set up ahead of time. I ain't wing it this time. As far as just letting the Lord find the precepts for me, I kind of had them already set up. So Lord willing, till next time, brothers. Shalom. Keep fighting. Baba Ba.